Welcome back, Internet. In this chapter, you will learn the very basic configuration of the main moving part behind your email server, that is Postfix server. What is Postfix? It is a mail transfer agent. In other words, Postfix is a software that sends and receives email messages over SMTP protocol, that is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. When a person sends an email, Postfix server is the one that sends that email to the appropriate destination. And when an email arrives from another domain, Postfix looks for the appropriate mailbox to store the email in. If an email is being sent between two persons within the same domain, then Postfix simply copies the email from the sender's outbox to the receiver's inbox. Postfix is an extremely complex piece of software with several parts and equally mind-boggling configuration for each component. We won't be learning the exhaustive set of functionalities that Postfix provides, but simply learn those that enable us to send and receive emails over the internet. Now let us get into our server to install and configure Postfix. We are working as the user DevOps, so we should remember to use sudo for all the commands that install and configure something on the server. So let's install Postfix first. A few seconds into the installation, you will see this screen. Since we will send and receive emails over the internet, we shall use the option Internet Site. Next, you will see another screen with verbose wording. It prompts for the system mail name. Here, you should simply enter the domain name for which you will send and receive emails. In the introductory chapter and in the chapter where we configured MySQL, we decided that we shall use the domain mail.tech101.in and that all our emails will be of the form john@mailtech101.in. So at the prompt, we will enter mail.tech101.in. Postfix is installed. Now we need to configure it. Most of Postfix configuration is done in the file etc postfix main.cf. Before we make any changes, we will copy the original file into a backup, just in case something goes wrong and we need the contents of the original file again. So let's make the changes we need. The key my hostname should have the value mail.tech101.in. The key my destination should have mail.tech101.in as one of the values in its comma-separated list. Both the keys are set and we can exit the file, saving the changes if any were made. Hopefully that's all we need for this chapter. Let's restart Postfix so that we can test that outgoing emails work. To test outgoing emails, we shall use the sendmail command. The command is used specifying the recipient email address. We will send to an email registered on Gmail, the most used email service in the world. Before we send the email, we should keep a watch on whether Postfix is able to deliver the mail at all. Since we have not installed a GUI software yet, we need to watch a log file that is used by Postfix to record all of its email attempts. The log file is var/log/mail.log. So let's use the tail command to watch over the log file continuously as lines are appended to it. The ampersand character makes sure that the tail command is sent to the background and that it frees up the command prompt for our use. Now let's use sendmail to send an email. The command will present you with a blank line so that you can enter the contents of the email. When you are done, you should press Ctrl D. Immediately, Postfix will attempt to deliver the email to Gmail servers. You should be able to see the effects on the log file. You will see a line that says, Gmail returned a status code 550-5.7.1. This status code means that although our server successfully sent the mail to Gmail's server, Gmail rejected it. The cause for rejection is also described in the error that is captured by the log. The error says that unsolicited mail originated from our IP address. In simple English, it means that Gmail does not recognize our server as an authentic SMTP server. Why? Well, why not? Think about it from Gmail's point of view. The mail came from an unmarked server that claims to own the email service for the domain name mail.tech101.in. But there is no proof. It could be sent by a spammer shooting emails from a bulk mailing tool.
Let me show you why Gmail has so much problem with your email, so much that there is a rejection. We will test the deliverability score of our email server. Here is an online tool called mailtester.com that shows you a score of how deliverable your mail is. The higher the score, the more the chances of your mail being delivered to the inbox, while lower scores may consign your email to spam or even to be blocked. On the home page of the website, you will see an auto-generated test email address that we can use. Let's just copy it. Let's use sendmail yet again to send another mail, this time to the test email address from mailtester.com. You see in the logs that the message was sent to the auto-generated address. Now return to the browser and click on the button that says, then check your score. You can see that your score is 0. Mailtester has commented that your email may never see the light of an inbox. Highly deliverable mails do a complete 10 out of 10. Some servers are okay with a 9 out of 10. To prove the authenticity of our server and hence increase our mail's deliverability, we need to create some DNS records by visiting our domain provider's website.
We will learn how in the next chapter. For now, be happy that you have completed a significant step in your quest for self-hosted email, which is that Postfix is configured and that your outgoing mails are reaching the intended server, whether that server is accepting our mails or not.